Hello, it is now 7:03 p.m. and I will be in the big chair for Daryl while he gets his connection set up.
Hi, I'm C. Ron Allen.
And I want to wish you a warm welcome to this week's edition of Community Conversation. As you already know, this is the last Friday of the month, so we are coming to you live from Friday Fish Fry. This week, however, we are coming live to you in the city of Boynton Beach.
That's right, Dina. We're broadcasting from a few miles up the road in Boynton Beach. Last month, you recall, we came to you from the patios of the 404 studio in Delray Beach off Atlantic Avenue downtown. And this month, we're up in Boynton Beach. Next month, let me say, we will be at the Elks Lodge back in Delray Beach. By popular demand, Delray Beach folks said, "Hey, what are you doing to us?" So we're going to be back next month. Don't get your tizzy all fired up. We'll be back in Delray next month. Yes, we will be back at the Elks Lodge next month. And before I continue, let me say a huge heartfelt thank you to Miss Carlene Teach Paul, who opened up her home so we could hold this event here in Boynton Beach tonight. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thanks also to the team of ladies led by Miss Gina Pierre of Amazon Hub in Delray, who was responsible for preparing the food that we have tonight. Speaking of food, I'll tell you more about that later on. But this group of people and quite a few other volunteers spent at least 3 days preparing for this night, Dina. Thanks to Mr. Derek Glenn for overseeing the setup, and he was assisted by Mr. George Williams, who also is pinch hitting tonight as our shuttle driver. See, if you're on your way down here tonight or up here tonight, you're being asked to, my diction tonight is off, Miss W. If you're on your way down here or up here tonight, you're being asked to park at the Boynton Beach City Hall on East Ocean Avenue. Yes, thank you. Slow down. Thank you, Dina. And the shuttle will take you to the venue. Again, shout out to our drivers, Mr. George, Mr. MacArthur, and yes.
And Mr. Eric Ackers, a South Florida jazz musician, is providing the entertainment. So, it's good. You have the choice of chicken, fish, and ribs. And by the way, it's all you can eat. I don't know how you can miss that. And again, if you plan to join us for the fish fry or the bingo, park at Boynton Beach City Hall and ride the shuttle down.
As you know, this is Black History Month, and we have a lot to talk about tonight, Dina. We have Mr. Brian Knowles, the manager of the African American Studies Department at the School District of Palm Beach County. We have Mr. Robert Dodd, who has been mentoring young people here for more than 2 decades. And we have our debut in our sports department, a young man live out of football player out of Delray Beach, and he's coming on with our sports roundup. I'll tell you more later about Mr. Jontrell Shields, our sportscaster.
And I'm excited
So,
to
what?
see
Go ahead, Dina.
and I'm excited to see what he has for us tonight.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's your schoolboy. You all go to the same school, right?
Yes, yes. Atlantic Eagles. That's
Yeah, I remember when he was a tiny tot at VA some years ago, and then you guys stole him after you found out he could play
we
football.
have the
Y'all
best.
recruited him heavily.
The best we have. Okay, so Mr. Siran, as we can all see, you survived this week. So how are Charlie and Jack doing?
Well, Dina, I don't know where to start. All I can say, this has been a week. I can't recall the last time I have worked so hard. And these two dogs, Jack and Charlie, have been keeping me on my toes. I'm telling you. In fact, they're out here somewhere running around with the people. They have found some friends and my neighbors, and one day they were missing for 4 hours. 4 hours. Found them next door, and they were in the arms of these three young ladies, just having a good time. They're not, leaving as much presence around the house anymore because yes, to all they go. The texts are coming in already. Yes, they have been trained. I've been doing a good job, I would like to think, in training them as to where to go to the bathroom, how to use the bathroom, and to how to let me know when you need to use the bathroom. Another thing is, okay, so someone suggested I got two dogs. Yes, yes, I do have two dogs. I had one initially, and then you guys recommended I get a second one, and now I do have two. So
The
need a
word
whole,
begins now. Well,
as a dear friend of mine in Delray would say, I need a hole in my head. But yes, so Dina, one more thing that I'm gonna say before I go is I had to put them on timeout. In fact, they're on timeout right now. I just couldn't leave them in the house by themselves, or else they would tear it apart. But oh, speaking of which, see, that's what I'm talking about. Look who's here with me. Look, look. This is Jack, and Jack is here with me. Charlie, you saw Charlie last week, but
we
Jack
can't
is here.
see him well enough, Mr. Siron.
What was that?
Could you? Yeah,
There he is. How was that?
that's great.
This is Jack, and Jack is here with me this week. You're on TV. Say hi. Say hi.
Hi, Jack.
Tell them hi. Anyway, they're both on timeout this week. They have been restricted to their playpen outside because they violated the cardinal rule, and I have put a fence up so they can no longer just rush outside. And what they did recently was went two doors down, or maybe three doors down, through my backyard, went through the neighbor's yard, went under their fence, under their gate, and was in the front street. So after missing them for a while and combing the backyard for them, then I went up front and I found them outside my garage, just sitting there waiting on me. So yes, I did a number on them, and then again, adjusted their attitudes, and they've been in timeout since. So next week, hopefully, we'll see a change in attitude, Miss Dina. But overall, they've been good company. So they're with us tonight down here at the Fish Fry. They're with me at the Fish Fry, and they're just hanging out with us and enjoying community conversation.
Well, we're happy to have them.
Speaking of which, Dina, someone's asking me, where is Charlie? Well, Charlie's somewhere out there making friends with the ladies outside, I'm sure. Jack is right here with me, but Charlie's out there hanging out with the ladies. In fact, I think he made friends with Emma earlier, so Emma is with him outside now, I'm sure.
Well, that is wonderful news. And you have a lot on your plate, but we'll take it one step at a time.
As they say, one day at a time, Dina. I have not, there was a time when I used to have, some of you folks know, I used to get my 6, 7, 8 hour beauty nap. I've been going to 4 hours, and thanks to them. But that's all right. I guess that's part of parenting. Huh?
Sleep, Mr. Run. It's the quality.
What was that?
It's the quality of your nap, Mr. Siron.
The quality. It's about the quality. Okay, Dina.
Quality. Definitely. I want to say a warm welcome to our friends who are joining us on KOP Mentoring Networks and Boca Raton Tribune's Facebook pages or on YouTube. As usual, we want to shout out our friends in the Bahamas, Belize, Canada, Jamaica, Japan, Tobago, and the U.S. Virgin Island. If you're listening to us right now, just type in the chat where you are from. And please remember to share community conversation on your social media pages. And if you miss a show, you can always find it on Boca Raton Tribune or KOP Mentoring Network Facebook pages.
That is so true. A lot of folks have, and you're in the background noise. A lot of folks have been reaching out to me this week about how they missed the show and haven't been able they missed us last week and haven't been able to find it online. By the way, shout out to my folks in Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Clewiston, and West Palm Beach in the house listening in. Thank you guys for listening in.
Chicago, Mr. Siron.
Chicago, yeah, we'll hear more from Chicago in a few minutes. And yes, we also have West Palm Beach, Lantana. Where is Lantana? Where is Lantana? Somewhere down in South Florida, I think. Anyway, here at KOP, we believe that leadership training prepares our young people to manage their time, work in a team setting, set goals, start conversations, yes, facilitate meetings, and every now and then make effective presentations, all of which are positive life skills that they will carry into adulthood. If you will, please direct your attention to our friend, Mr. John Maxwell, for our Leadership Minute.
Today's word is rules. Hi, John Maxwell here. Welcome to Minute with Maxwell. Okay, I think that one of my favorite business signs was the one in Thomas Edison's laboratory workshop in New Jersey. The sign just simply read, "There are no rules here. We're trying to accomplish something." Love that sign. Now, rules are essential. We all know that for an orderly lifestyle with other people, there has to be boundaries. So we're not really there. But so many times rules are given to people to take responsibility for them not really thinking on their own. The old Nordstroms, I'm talking about 20 years ago, when basically they only had one rule for all their employees, and that is do what you think is right and take care of the customer. Just that simple. Regulations and rules can bog you down. But if you really want a rule, I'm going to give you one. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's called the Golden Rule. Why? Because it's gold. Practice it, good things happen.
Well said, my friend. Well said. Well said.
The golden rule.
The golden rule, exactly. You know, Dina, exactly 1 year ago, on Friday, February 14th, 2020, that was last year, we began this forum, Community Conversation, when we learned that the coronavirus had struck students in the Everett School District in the state of Washington. This weekend, I'm proud to observe our anniversary with the launch of our sports segment, Sports Roundup, hosted by a young man whom I have a lot of respect for, Dina, as you heard, Jontrell Shields. He is a graduating senior at Atlantic Community High School in Delray Beach after starting his formative education at VA, where he was a Tiger. Now he calls himself an Owl. Congratulations and welcome to the crew, Mr. Shields. Talk to me, brother. What's going on in the world of sports?
He's having some connection issues right now.
Okay, so Neil, just bring him in when he's ready. So Dina, while he does that, how about, guess what? We have a dear friend of ours. Let's go to Chicago. While Mr. Shields get his act together, let's go to Chicago and bring in my dear friend, Mr. Fernando Jones. Mr. Jones! What's going on, Fernando Jones?
All right.
Blues man himself.
Hey, all right, quick, let me mute this right here. We're getting ready for, we've got a blues camp reunion tomorrow, so we're just getting ready for that. So you'll see right here is ground zero. We got a bunch of catastrophe making it now. Got a bunch of stuff going on in the background. So just trying to be like you, big brother.
That's all right, man. What is blues camp?
Blues camp is a place where student musicians who want to play the blues with like-minded others, it's a place where they can go.
And by one, go.
All right. And we were fortunate enough to even have a blues camp in Florida in December of, not this past December, but a year ago December. And we're looking forward to our strategic partner with all the wonderful folks in that part of Florida. And you all have a wonderful young man in Mr. C. Ron Allen. Young lady, you're doing a great job too. And that's almost my name, Janelle Dina. So,
yes.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So are you an alumna of the KLP mentoring program? I'm
currently a part of it. I am a graduating senior at Atlantic Community High School currently.
All right, cool.
And I'm still a member. I just joined this past summer.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Do you have broadcasting aspirations? Because you are pretty good. You and Mr. C-Ron are working it like you all have had a TV show for 30 years.
We're just celebrating our anniversary today. Wow.
That's all right. That's all right, Mr. Jones. That's all right. So, you all set for tomorrow, man?
Brother, you know it goes all the way down to the final hour. But as all set can be, yeah, well, you know, I'm looking at this wonderful presentation that you have, and I know you're going to be wore out after this. I just want to pick your brain on, I like the whole presentation, how you have it here. It's like a webinar-esque type of a situation versus the standard, for lack of a trade word, Zoom. Right?
Zoom. Well, you know, Fernando, we're on StreamYard, which is courtesy of the Boca Raton Tribune. We had to do this considering we started with Skype, then we hopped over to what was the other one we used, Dina?
WebEx.
Whatever, but WebEx, and now we're StreamYard. Moving up, man, because you know we just can't stay still too long. Always got to improve. Always got to better our craft. Always got. Come on now, you know now. Come on now, man. Come on now. You know that. Can you see that? There. Oh, he coward. He got to hide.
Hey, look.
We just lost you. We just lost you, Fernando. Are you there?
He doesn't. He
Mr.
doesn't.
Jones.
He's just showing the
Mr.
black.
Jones.
He's not even showing the out. Wait, let me show.
Mr. Jones. Connection issues. Thank you, Neil. Someone did that. Can you hear me, Fernando?
Yeah, I got you.
He can't. All right. Neil, get me back on, please. What's going on?
Hey,
Fernando, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. See, when you put that funny looking hat on,
You can.
see, when you took it off, we can hear you now.
Wow.
What?
Did,
Oh,
That sounds right. That sounds right.
keep playing games. Keep playing games, Kappa man.
did you see that? So,
Well, you know, we always gotta be on our game, man. Always gotta sharpen our craft, and
you know,
today is just as good as what today. We got to do better tomorrow. So that's why every day, Fernando, we're
you know, I love you, brother. Yeah, he keep putting that funny hat on. Go Kappa, young man out there. Did they just come grab him off? How you doing? Let me see.
Hey, Daryl, thank you.
Great so far. How are you, sir?
Okay. Daryl, nice to meet you, sir. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your involvement in the program.
Well, I am actually rather recent in the program. Dina was the one who told me about it, I think,
Okay.
4 months back. And I grew from production intern to hosting. No, it's been great so far.
Okay. Are you high school or a freshman in college, or where were you in life?
I'm a high school senior.
Okay. Wow. And which town do you go to school in, or city do you go to school in?
Delray Beach in Florida, right at Atlantic High.
And Janelle, Dina, are you in the same? You guys same school?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. Yeah. Did you all know each other before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys for helping Mr. C-Ron out. You see, he needs all the help he can get.
all the help I can get. All the help I can get.
We
You
also
know,
need each other, especially during these times, because connection issues sometimes.
Yeah, but it's gonna be all right.
you know, Mr. Jones. One of the things that Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity teaches us is one team, one fight. And the same thing I teach Dina and the other young students who work with me is one team, one fight. The show goes on whether I'm here or not, right? So hey, I stepped off and someone stepped in. What do you know about that?
Well, you know, I really think you should quarantine that hat, that funny looking hat cap you had. Because as soon as you put it on, man, it was radioactive. Do it again, and it'll kill the whole program.
That's all right. That's all right. Well, Fernando Jones, listen, man, let's connect tomorrow. I'll be there with you tomorrow afternoon. Support, bro.
I'm with you all night, Doc. I'm with you all night. Your young folks are fantastic, man, and they have a standing invitation. These young, marvelous people that you have for coming to Chicago. It just does my heart well. Because so often in the media, we don't see great images of I know they're high school, but I call them little kids because that's a special term to me. Young adults or young folk. And so I really appreciate you having me in your orbit, young man. So I'm gonna face myself off, but I'm here.
Thank
Okay?
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Dina,
you.
it appears John Trell is having some internet issues because he's at a game in Lake Worth, from what I'm hearing, at a high school game. But he did have his script here, so you want to go ahead and do it, Dina, or Don Lemon, you want to do it for him?
No
I think,
problem, sir.
yeah, just go ahead. I think we should at least get it on the record, so you won't be old next week. So go ahead.
All right, sports. Going into it, even though I'm not too familiar with the sports field itself, I'll try my best. So, hello, sports fans. Dell Curry doing something a bit different for tonight. I'll give you guys this week's
Man,
sports
come on.
roundup, a new addition for our segment at KOP. Highly requested, surprisingly, to give you guys a new fresh intro into the field of our high school and regular scene. So TJ Jackson, the beloved Atlantic High School's head football coach, is leaving the Eagles after 8 seasons. Jackson, who mustered up a record of 68-23 on his score field, took the team to a state championship game and won the Tri-County Championship last season after going 5-1 in what was a shortened season because of the pandemic. The details of Coach Jackson's move are still being finalized. A proud product of KOP Mentor Network, Coach Jackson has been giving back to his community since 2005 when he started a nonprofit organization, Prep and Sports Incorporated. Prep and Sports has turned struggling youths into scholar students through academic and emotional support, as well as training athletes on the field. As one of your best players, if I may say so, Coach, thanks for all you have taught me over the years and other past players for in replacement or sports inaugurator. We wish you all the best in your new gig. Moving further into the news, Boca High Bobcats crushed Park Vista High 7-0 to their win in 9th District Girls Soccer Championship since 2004, a feat that I also noted that they gloated, as they should, on their Twitter page. With hat tricks from Jada Fernandez and Haley Mercial, the top-seeded Bobcats scored 4 goals in the first half to put the game away early and cruised from there to remain undefeated. Despite the loss, Park Vista has already booked a spot in the regional quarterfinals on February 16th, thanks to a 2-1 win over Spanish River in the district semifinals. In his first collegiate appearance at the plate, Florida Atlantic University freshman Caleb Pendleton hit a pair of grand slams in a single inning on Saturday night. When the curveball, baseball for those of you that may be lost, connected with Pendleton's bat, it sailed out of the park, leaving the freshman in shock. Pendleton said that it was a surreal moment as he was rounding first base. His second home run was equally as impressive. Several media outlets showered Pendleton with accolades, including Collegiate Baseball, naming him a National Player of the Week, and the Golden Spikes Award made him a candidate for Performance of the Week. And that will be your sports roundup for this week. Thank you.
Well, thank you for taking us through that. It's amazing what the girls are doing in the soccer field. Amazing.
You know,
It's
you need,
amazing to
you
see
know,
our-
Don Lemon, I don't know. You need to stay in your lane, man, because you're great. You're great on the news side. The man just trying to cut his teeth in the sport, and you try to take his job too. Anyway, I just got a text from him. He's at a game. He's at a track meet actually in Lake Worth, and he said, "I was ready." I said, "I'm sorry, you'll be ready next week." He said, "Mr. C-Ron, I was born ready." Ooh, excuse me. He said, "I was always ready. I was born ready." So, yeah, that sounds like
him.
him.
Just add Liz Marie Bennett is competing at the track meet.
Oh, Liz Marie, really?
Yes.
Okay, I'm being told that Mr. Knowles is not here as yet. Neil, is that correct? Okay. Which brings me to my brother John then. Okay. So, Dina, stay with me. Okay, guys, tonight's program is produced by yours truly, Go ahead, Dina. Go ahead, take it. Background noise, guys.
Tonight's program is produced by yours truly, Jonelle Dina Badru. I am a graduating senior at Atlantic Community High School, as well as the Malawi Teen Center. And the men behind those videos that you have been seeing tonight is our illustrious cinematographer, Neil Knoll. He's a proud product of KOP Mentoring Network and Village Academy. Our social media intern is Jasmine Collins, a sophomore at the Florida Atlantic State University. Check out our social media pages to see all of her amazing work. Mr. John, Mr. Siron, you are muted.
Let's get this right. No, why am I muted? Neil, am I
unmuted now?
Okay, Dina, please get this right. I do not want to get calls from those people in Tallahassee. I think you said Florida Atlantic State University. Big difference. Florida Atlantic is in Boca Raton, Florida State. Just for the record, so we can edit that. Please say it again. Read that line again, please, or say what you just said.
Well, our social media intern is Jasmine Collins, a sophomore at Florida State University. Florida State University. Check out our social media pages to see all of her amazing work. I apologize for that.
That's all right, Dina. That's our brother John. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? We made it through another week, and for that I'm blessed, and blessings to everybody that's listening.
Tell me about it. Guess who was on the show trying to start some mess earlier? And if he's listening, Neil, if he's still around, bring him on, please. But
yeah, I saw that. I didn't want to just hop in. You know, I saw the brother went and
I needed help, man. I needed help. Oh, so what's going on, man? How was the week?
He went and got his Kappa paddle. So not everyone always makes the best decisions, but he made a good decision. It just wasn't the best decision. So that
you notice they couldn't even. They don't have head. They don't have a brain or head to wear a hat. So they have a paddle to inflict pain on people. So that's why he grabbed this paddle. See, those with brains will wear a hat to protect the brain, Mr. Jones. Anyway, so what's going on, brother? Tomorrow is the big day.
It is.
How are things coming along?
We're ready. We did a sound check with our DJ last night. We got another committee meeting at 9:00 tonight to do another run through. But man, we're ready to give out some money. Like, we are ready to give out scholarships. We're excited. I know that it's been promoted throughout the district. We got people signed up from, all of the high schools in Palm Beach County. We got guest speakers. We got a career panel. We got college brothers from those universities that are going to be speaking as well. It is action packed. We got, getting started at 9 a.m. The DJ is going to get everybody up and moving. And then we're going to get right into it. So I'm overly excited about it. It is tomorrow. It is 100% virtual. It will take place on Zoom. We're running it from 9 a.m. to 1 o'clock. And what I mean to tell you is action packed. We got transitions. We got wonderful speakers, and we're trying to get students in the district excited about going to college. Going to college just opens up so many doors for all of our youth. And in education, I know it's a lot of time it's overly used, but education really does open doors. I wouldn't be where I'm at today without a good, solid college education.
And that's going to be from 9 to 1 p.m. tomorrow. Am I correct?
It is, absolutely.
Okay. Now, this is for, I think last week you addressed it, but there are some people who are still asking me, is this only for boys?
It's open to everybody. Again, as a fraternity, a lot of our main focus is dealing with our young African-American young boys, but we recognize that this is also an opportunity to bring the whole community together. And so we welcome everybody. Everybody's able to register. Everybody's able to participate. You know, because whether you're a young boy or a young girl, we want to see you guys go to college. We want to see you guys have wonderful careers. And then we can bring you back to talk about our career panel. And so you can help, you know, pass that on, the education that you got from the program, and pass that on to the youth coming up.
We have a question from across the miles. Dina, go ahead and read the question, please.
The question is, how do you plan on keeping our attention for 4 hours on Zoom?
That's a very
good question.
That's a very good question. And I think that's really the main reason why we have a live DJ. And so we're going to start it out with the DJ, then we're going to transition to the university showcase. And during that time period, the students will be able to interact with our guest speakers. The guest speakers are going to be from Bethune-Cookman, Florida A&M, Florida Atlantic University, and Florida Memorial. And I wouldn't do it if I feel like we couldn't have an action-packed program that's going to keep the youth excited, keep the energy high. We plan to be giving away giveaways, scholarships. So throughout the program, we're going to have different ways to interact with the students, have them ask questions.
John, before you go any further, can you provide the Zoom information so Neil can get it up online?
Yeah,
people are asking for that information. It's
I can.
if you can type it in, if you can type it in the chat, people are asking for it. We promised them last week we would have it. So.
Yep, I'm doing that now as we speak. We're doing registration literally all the way up into. So even if you're, not on for the whole time, we'll definitely keep registration open so you can hop on and go straight to our Zoom. So I'm actually typing in our Eventbrite page, where you can go to the Eventbrite site and log in so everyone can be a part of the program.
Oh, I had there's one question.
Sounds good.
For you here. What are some of the interactive parts of the event?
So every part is interactive. During the university showcase, the students will be able to ask questions. So we have a representative from each of those universities. And after they give their little spiel talking about their university, the students will be able to converse with them and ask them different questions in our chat function. And then we would then relay that message to our presenters. Same thing with the career panel. Each of the career, we're going to have someone from the medical field, someone from the accounting field, a lawyer, someone from law enforcement. So yeah, that's an opportunity for the students to type in their question in the chat, and then we'll make sure that our guests get a chance to interact with those students. And then also the college student panel. So we're going to have brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha from those different universities talk to the kids and be open and honest about their experience in college and what they can expect, when they graduate high school and go on to college.
John, there's a question here coming in. Are cameras suggested to be on?
We would love that, because that would really go to help us interact with the students, and it would be a chance for our presenters to have some face-to-face interaction in this virtual space with our participants.
All right, brother man, we're running out of time, but again, thank you. The information is in the chat now, the website or the link for Zoom. Do you have to register first, or that'll take you directly to the site?
Yeah, we definitely are encouraging everyone to register, because once you register, you automatically get a link to the Zoom.
Sounds good. All right, thank you, brother. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, and as usual, you rock.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, everybody.
Yes, yes, yes. With me now is the young lady who opened up her house, Carlene Teach Paul, who opened up her house for this fish fry tonight. Teach, get in my camera right here, and just want to say thank you for this opportunity, for basically taking us out of Delray Beach, exposing us to Boynton Beach. How are you doing?
and I will continue doing that for as long as you need me to do anything as it relates to these children. My heart is with what you do, and I want the community to know that the backyard it will always be there for the children of KOP.
Now, teacher, you have an organization in Miami that you started some years ago. Tell us about that, please.
Well, 30 years ago, I started the Haitian American Youth of Tomorrow. And the goal was to have children that graduated high school with honors that couldn't go to college to get scholarships and do activities to expose them and teach them civic engagement and political empowerment. Even though there were immigrants that were undocumented, we let them know with an A, you will get whatever you want, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And we used the media. We got them scholarship. We did activities with them. We took them to Tallahassee to lobby on behalf of bills. And my children are now doctors, engineers, and name it. I have mechanics. I have people that did aviation. They studied in vocational education. Some of them went to college. I have on my refrigerators those that are doctors and engineers that come by and see me all the time. So I enjoyed what Mr. Ceron does, and this is why I will always make my home available to you.
Well, thank you again. Thank you very much for that. And your crew, you had a crew that worked overnight throughout the night.
Yes, I'm gonna get Madame Jean up here,
Yes,
because
bring her.
without her, we wouldn't be able to do this.
Yes, please bring her on. As I'm being told that another question just came in, will the session tomorrow be on YouTube? That's a question for John. Is John okay? That's fine. She doesn't want to come. That's fine. All right, Dina, Miss Gina, you got a minute? Come on. You got on your apron. That's all right. Just want to say thank you again for. All right. She said, "Come on down and eat with us." Anyway, Dina, you take it away from here. I have Mr. Robert Dodd sitting here, so why don't you take it from here?
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. Ceron. The person we have with us tonight served as the program manager, the van driver, the summer camp cook for 20 years. Mr. Robert Dodd has served as the thought partner for young people in KOP Mentoring Network on their academic journey and help empower them to become autonomous learners and agents of their own change. He's best known for expressing understanding for their aspirations and fears, and has supported their success by acting as an advocate for their best interests. Thank you, Mr. Dodd, for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you for that beautiful introduction.
Oh, well deserved. It's all deserved, Mr. Dodd. I want to ask you tonight, how were you introduced to KOP Mentoring Network?
Okay, let me start this way. In 1998, I moved to Florida from Brooklyn, New York, and I joined a church which happens to be the same church Mr. Ceron attends. And through the course of the months, we started eating lunch, having dinner together every Sunday after church, and having conversations. And one of the conversations came up about the Knights of Pythagoras. And he started explaining to me about the program. And he invited me to come and observe. So I went and observed it, and I was amazed how he was able to get, at this time it was just boys. How he got, go ahead.
Oh, I want to ask you just now, what was it that impressed you about the organization? What caught your interest?
Well, what got my interest was how he was running the mentor program. It was different from the normal programs that I've been involved, because in Brooklyn, I worked with a summer camp, and it was just regular. Mm-hmm. You see, when I with Mr. Ceron, he approaches everything differently. He actually taps into the youth. I observed how he was able to get the young boys to interact with each other and not fight, not bully. You know what? If you understand what I'm saying,
Could
you
you
know.
give me an example of that?
Well, he gave them a project. Okay, like for instance, one of them was like we asked them him like here's a better way of putting it. We did a little skit wherein one was like a bully and one was being bullied, and then we had one who was stepped in and stopped the bully. But in him stopping it is how he did it. He
Mhm.
addressed both of them and he brought both of them together.
Wow.
You see,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's what impressed me, and I said, you know what, I would love to be a part of this. So I wind up joining up and start working with Mr. Ceron.
That's an amazing part. Gerald, you want to take it away?
Definitely, sir. So I was just interested in how your conference, the annual crime prevention conference, how
Yes.
beneficial it was for these children in particular.
Okay, now that's something I really enjoy taking them to. Okay, because like at these conferences we had workshops, different types of workshop, and one in particular, it was Dr. B, we called her, and she addressed bullying. Now, how many places can you go and you get a room full of youth? And now I'm talking about 40 or 50 youth in a room, and they're completely quiet, and paying attention.
Mhm.
You understand? She had these people, these young people, open up and share about how they were bullied, and also she had the ones that bullied share about how they bullied people. And in that room, everybody was in tears. That's how powerful it was, and that's what really impressed me. And this is what we want to instill in our youth today, because if we listen to the news, we walk down the streets, just if you're driving in a car like I do, I see all these different kinds of young people hanging out on the corner. You understand? They're chasing that fast money. So if we can stop that before they get to that point, and to redirect them, if you follow what I'm saying,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
it's
sir.
amazing. I guess I'm getting a little emotional because I'm very passionate about this. You understand?
Yeah.
Because I hate to see our kids going to waste.
Oh,
You know.
I can understand that. And the mind, our guest before said that the mind is a powerful thing to just go to waste. So I
Yes.
definitely understand what you
Yes,
mean.
it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know. And today, I realized like most of the youth, all the kids want us to do is to listen to them, not talk at them, but listen to them and talk with them, not at them. Because if you don't listen to what they're saying, how can you help them? You have to first listen and understand where they're trying to come from. Then you can help them. And I share my experience when I was young, you see, because I've been through it. I've been bullied. You understand? And I had to find somebody to talk to. You know, we didn't have what you have today when I was growing up. It was a totally different then. And believe me, I'll go way, way back, which I'm proud of my age. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the 50s.
Yeah. And now we have the resources available online. We can text if we're going through something, if we're feeling down and someone is bullying us. There are so many platforms available for young people now. The thing is, they have to use it. If they know about it, and that's why KOP mentoring networks is so important, because you have people.
That's right. That's right. It's very important, that and another thing that we do, we pair each youth off with a mentor. Okay. They're in constant contact with them. So they build up that trust so that person, that young fellow would open up. Now, we also had a girl component too. You see, we started that down the line. We just had a board meeting one day and we said, you know what? The girls need this too. So we started that.
One question. It started out as with boys only, and then
Yes. And then we brought the girls component in. And
oh,
that's how we came to the mentoring boys and girls from the age of 7 to 17.
Okay, sir, my quick interjection. Not to make it too controversial to get politics and the social science of things into it, but I got the pleasure of actually going to a school board meeting about the issue of bullying, and I got to see firsthand that the transgender students in our district and state in general are the ones that seem to have the biggest forefront. So, have any students of that gender group ever visited your program, or could you see your program
Um,
accommodating to that demographic?
yes. Yes. And you know what? In our mentoring group, we are a family. Okay. We do not allow that because that's your brother, that's your sister. If you see somebody bullying your sister or your brother, you're supposed to step up and speak on his behalf or her behalf. And that's what we teach. Okay. And it works. It works. You see, because we make it, you know what? We make them take a look. Now, what if that was you? How would you feel if nobody stepped up and said something for you or stepped up to protect you? You understand? Because see,
Yes, sir.
it goes back to me. I was bullied. You understand? When I was younger, I was bullied. And it wasn't for a friend of mine who stepped up and stepped in between. And then he talked with me, you know. And then I had a mentor that sat and talked with me and helped me see that I am somebody, regardless what anybody says. I'm somebody. It's how I feel about myself that counts. It's important because see, people always have opinion. You understand? But you don't allow their opinion to direct what you want to be. You have your vision. You know what you want to be, so you pursue it.
What I love about what you started and gone with is that it seems as if the emotional context, that solidarity, is one of the foundations of this organization and of you as its leader. And I think that's something, unfortunately, in the schools where we have our students to begin with that we're not seeing. And it's
Yeah.
a big problem. So I do appreciate you and what you've done, sir, because I think it's necessary for children to have that sort of facility for expression, at least.
They have a saying: in order to keep it, you got to give it away. You see, and that's what we do. We give it back to the youth. So therefore, they could go and give it back to their peers. You see, that's why I call it, this is a family.
And with the change, for my final part, that this whole pandemic has, sort of uprooted the field of things, what's the best memory in normalcy that you can find with your children?
Let me one in particular, when we was I think we was up in Jacksonville at the convention, and these two brothers were riding up and down the escalator, back and forth, and we was curious, why are they doing that? And we asked them, you know what they said? I never seen this before. And they were so amazed with that they rode up and down. You'd be surprised that some of the young fellas, young ladies have never been out of their neighborhood, And when we go on a convention, we stay at the Hyatt, the Marriott, They never been in a hotel before. So they're amazed. And you sit back and you watch on their face the joy and the smiles that they have. Money can't buy that. The feeling that you feel inside, knowing that you just exposed this young man to something new, something different.
Definitely.
Wow, definitely. Everything you've said tonight just sums up why it is so important to have mentoring program. But I still want to ask you, why do you think it is so important to have mentoring programs to help prepare the youth?
If we don't have it, where will our youth go when they need somebody to talk to? We got the drugs out there, you got the alcohol out there, you got the violence out there, the robbery, and us mentors may be the blocking stone from them going into the system. When I say the system, jail. You see, so it's very important to have mentors so these youth could have somebody to turn to, a role model. You see, because if they don't have it, who are they going to turn to? They're going to turn to the ones that pushing them drugs out there that put money in their pocket. That's not what we want. We want to teach them, listen, you can make your own. You do not have to do this. Don't ruin your life over this fast money, because you know what? That money brings trouble. And we help them see that. We help them stay on the right track. We help them with their education. Sometimes they think, oh, I can't do it. Don't say you can't do it if you didn't try. First, you try. Because, see, we can do a lot of things if we put our mind to it. The mind is a powerful instrument.
100%. Everything that you've said tonight, sir, has just been profound. I'm sorry for interrupting, Dina, but I just want to say it's great to be able to get these questions out of you and such genuine responses.
Yeah, I enjoy hanging out. And you know what? Y'all young people, you bring the inner child out of me. And that's important to me because, see, I'm young. Here, I'm young. Okay. And those that's been around me know that. When we hang out with me, you're going to have some fun. But see, there's a time and place for everything. And all my youth, all my students know that. There's a time and place. When it's time to learn, it's a time to learn. When it's time to play, we have fun. Believe me, and I get out there and dance on the floor just as quick as the next one. But that's me, you see. I believe in life, and I want my youth to believe in life. Because you know what? You can be what you want if you put your mind to it.
I respect you for
Well,
that.
our takeaway from tonight is to believe in life. I'll definitely take that. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us, Mr.
Oh, I lost you. But
Oh,
there you
you're
are. There you are. You're back. Thank you. Listen, let me say this. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And I am so proud of y'all. You're doing such a good job. I'm on every Friday watching you. Even though you don't see my face, I'm there. So thank you again.
it was a pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So that will about do it for this week's edition of Community Conversation. We hope you've learned something tonight that will make a significant impact, as it should, on your life this year. Now, I'm not sure about everyone else, but it seems as if today has just been a big oof for internet connections. I myself had an issue starting, and now it seems as if Dina. Oh God! Thank
I'm
goodness she's back.
okay.
Perfect way to end things. Okay, young people, there's no greater investment you can make on a Friday night than being with like-minded peeps like us on community conversation. Oh dear. Thank you to all of our guests for participating to enlighten us, and a big sincere shout out to the Boca Tribune for simulcasting us on Facebook and YouTube, and a special thanks to our sponsors, Lithia Dillery Beach, Blanc New Look Barbershop, DNA Total Fitness, Jeff Stern, CPA, Wellness Financial, Roots and Wings, Ezra Krieg, Marcia Eisenberg, and Doug Young. As we wrap up tonight's session, we leave you with this message.
A mask can say a lot about the person who wears it. But even more about the person who doesn't.
And before we go off on that note, we would love for you, all of our viewers, to send photos of yourselves wearing masks, flaunting your given right to protect yourself and those around you. So please share them with us. We'd love to see you, and we'd love to brag about you on our own webpage. So with Black History Month coming to a close and the middle of Lent going on right now, I hope everyone's in a beautiful time of reflection, and hopefully we'll reflect on tonight's events and look forward to next week's. Have a good night, everyone. Take care.
Have a wonderful weekend. Black History Month is Black History is 365. Remember
100%.
Information. If it exists in writing, we print it. If it exists online, we update it. If it exists on mobile, we notify. If it exists in video, we show it. If it exists in audio, we play it. In the past, the news had to wait for a paper to print for it to happen. Today, news happens in real time. It's analyzed, edited, and published immediately by us, your neighbors, and of course, you. Wherever you are, you write, edit, give opinions, share photos, and make the news happen. This is why a paper needs to be on print, on screen, and on your phone. Wherever you are, your news has its pulse in the community. The Boca Raton Tribune. We are much more than just a newspaper. We are your closest neighbor.